after we delete non-cash, non-operating, right? So these are the remaining items we need. Later, we will use these items to find out our cash inflow, cash outflow. So for sales revenue, also don't forget, we need current asset, current liabilities help, right? So for sales revenue, we need the help from accounts receivable. Why is that? I just explained it, right? For sales revenue, if you forgot, you should try to find out the journal entry. When I sell the products, I earn the sales revenues, okay? But usually customer don't pay the money yet. So that's why our accounts receivable increase as well. How about cost of goods sold? Why we need two accounts help, inventory and accounts payable? Remember, what kind of situation you have a cost of goods sold? When you sell the products, right? So when I sold products, when you sold the products, you have a cost of goods sold, right? At the same time, that means your inventory decrease, right? I sold the product, my inventory decrease. So that's why you have cost of goods sold expenses incur, your inventory decrease as well. Okay? But you know, only cost of goods sold, only inventory, these two accounts cannot help us to find out cash outflows. It's not enough to find out cash outflows. That's why we need to find out another account which will help us find out cash outflows. So what it is, when I sell the product, also before you sell the product, you should what? Buy the products, right? So we need not only when you sell the product, before you sell the product, you should do what? You should buy product, buy your inventories, right? Buy the inventory and sell the products, okay? So when you buy the inventory, what's the journal entry we use? Debit what? Credit what? Buy the product, you got the inventory, right? Then, did you pay? Usually, we don't pay. So you will have accounts payable, right? Liability increase, okay? Accounts payable increase happened. So buy the product, inventory increase, didn't pay, accounts payable increase. So that's why when we use cost of goods sold, we also need the help from inventory, from accounts payable. These two accounts will help us to find out the cash outflows, because based on accounts payable, we could find out how much money we pay to suppliers. Then we will find out cash outflows. Okay? So that's why we need two accounts help. Accounts payable. Accounts payable, this one could help us to find out cash outflows. How much money we paid to suppliers. Okay, did you find out? So that's why we need two accounts, inventory and accounts payable. Any questions so far? 有没有问题 ？Sunny, any questions? No problem. 我们现在所有的目的就是根据已经有的资料，想帮我们推现金流出、现金流入。所以呢 ，cost of goods sold 卖出去的费用，所以跟它有关就是 inventory 嘛，卖出去货存货减少，同时费用产生。但是只有这一个卖出去货 存货减少，费用产生，没有办法把我们推到现金，所以我们才需要再另外一个帮我们推到现金，就是什么 accounts payable。所以我买货的时候，存货增加的同时欠供应商钱，所以呢，它最后就可以根据 accounts payable 这个科目，再帮我们推到我到底付供应商多少钱 cash outflow， 这是我们的目的嘛。所以为什么 cost of goods sold 你要小心，是它需要2个 account 才能帮我推到 cash outflow。 Any questions? So for the rent expense, the third one, rent expense, then you should go to balance sheet. What's the keyword? Rent. So you should go to balance sheet to find out which account also is related to rent, right? So go to your page 10 and 11. Find out which account also have a rent, this word. Okay, so I go back to my balance sheet on page 10 and page 11. So go to page 10. Did you find out the word about rent? Yes, here, right? So I find out rent right here. So the related account should be what? Prepaid rent. Okay? What's the next? Salaries and the wages expense. So you should look at your balance sheet. Find out which account is related to salaries and wages. So which account? On page 10, I cannot find out. So I go to page 11. Page 11, did you find out the keywords on your balance sheet? Yes, right here, right? Salaries and wages payable. Okay? So the related accounts should be salaries and wages payable. How about next is interest, right? So I have an interest expense. So the keyword should be interest. So go to your balance sheet. Find out which account have an interest. So I look at the page 11 and find out interest payable. Interest. Okay, so there's another account I need. So what's the last one? Income tax expense is the last one. So keyword is income tax, right? So please go to your balance sheet. Find out which account is related to income tax. So I look at the page 11 and find out, okay, it's income tax payable. Okay, any questions? So that's how I find out. Step 1, the remaining accounts items I need, and find out the related current assets and current liabilities. Any questions so far? No problem? Okay. Before we continue, here I want to remind you, because if you forgot, you don't know how to use it to get your cash inflows. Prepaid expense, accrued expense, what's the difference? Prepaid means you pay the cash at the beginning already. So prepaid expense is your asset or your expense. Prepaid rent is your asset or your expense. Your asset, right? You pay the money to buy insurance. You pay the money in advance at the beginning, so you could live in the dorm for the next whole year. So that's your asset, right? If you forgot, please go back to chapter 1 or chapter 2. So this is your asset. 记得吗? Prepaid rent means what? You pay the cash already to buy insurance. You pay the cash already to buy the right, live in the dorm for the next whole year. So that's your assets. Accrued expenses is what? Accrued. Accrued means this kind of expenses happened already. Okay? So did you pay? Not yet. So not yet paid. So prepaid rent, did you pay? Yeah, you paid already. So you should understand the difference. Prepaid rent, did you pay? Yes, prepaid. So did you pay? Yes, you paid already. Okay? Any questions? Max. Yeah, what? Prepaid rent is assets. Accrued expenses is assets? Of course not. Prepaid rent 我已经付了钱去买一个保险，就像 prepaid rent、prepaid insurance 是你的什么 ？SA 啊，我已经花了钱买了一个保险，所以你买到什么 SA 啊？为什么？因为未来可以保障你1年啊。Accrued expenses 但只是告诉你什么？你的相关的费用已经产生，请问你付钱了没？还没，所以你是 SA 吗？你产生了什么 ？Payable liability。Okay, so there's a different. So far, any questions? Okay, based on this, right now we are going to do step 2. So what's a step 2? In case you forgot. Step 2 is what? Based on the remaining items, we try to convert it into cash right now, okay? So how to do that? Please go to your note. On page 13. Page 13. Please, what's our first item? We want to find out the cash. Sales revenue. So based on sales revenue, how much? $507,000. We try to find out cash inflow or cash outflow. Cash inflow or cash outflow? Cash inflow, right? So based on the first item, sales revenue, $507,000. We try to find out cash inflows. Okay? Then, sales revenue. Also, don't forget, we need the help from which account? Accounts receivable. So please use T account. T account is very good tool to help you find out the number. So look at the related account we need is accounts receivable, right? So use accounts receivables T account will help you find out cash inflows. Okay? Then based on accounts receivable, we know sales revenue $507,000. Could you tell me sales revenue increase make your accounts receivable increase or decrease? Sales revenue increase means your accounts receivable increase or decrease? Increase, right? If you forgot, please take the accounting course again next year, please. Sales revenue increase, of course, accounts receivable increase, right? 销货收入增加，客户没有付钱，所以你的应收账款增加还减少？增加，拜托。Please, that's from last semester. So, sales revenue happen means accounts receivable increase, right? So increase, we put it on debit side, right? So it means your accounts receivable will increase same amount, $507,000. Okay, so I know accounts receivable increase because of sales revenue. Don't forget, you need the help from accounts receivable, right? So what's the beginning number and ending balance? What's the beginning balance, ending balance? Look at your balance sheet on page 10. Find out your beginning number and ending number. So where is your beginning balance? So beginning balance, what is this? Ending balance, where is this? Please look at your balance sheet. You will find out these two numbers. So go to your page 11, page 10. Look at your balance sheet. So look at the page 10. Did you find out beginning balance and ending balance? Accounts receivable. Where is accounts receivable? Right here, right? So look at accounts receivable right here. Where is your beginning balance? Ending balance from last year is your beginning balance, right? So this is your beginning balance. And December 31st, 2020 is your ending balance, right? So based on the number you have, could you just put the number right here into your T account? You could do that, right? So beginning balance, how much? $30,000. So should be $30,000. Any balance, how much? $20,000. So you just put a number into your ending balance on T account, $20,000. Okay? So do you know beginning balance, ending balance? Yes, from your balance sheet. Do you know your accounts receivable increase? How much? Yes, from your sales revenue. Okay? So what's the reason made your accounts receivable decrease? Accounts receivable decrease because you got the cash from customers, right? So may your accounts receivable decrease. Why is that? Because you got the cash from customers. Could you tell me, when you got the cash from customers, what's the journal entry you use? Debit what? Credit what? Debit? Cash, right? Credit? Accounts receivable. So did you find out? Accounts receivable decrease because you got the cash. So this is how we find out cash inflows. So you just do your math. Do you know? $30,000 plus $507,000 minus question mark. I don't know. You will get the final number $20,000, right? So based on these two accounts, could you find out your cash inflow? $30,000 plus $507,000 minus question mark. You find out the ending number $20,000, right? Okay, so just do your math. Could you find out the question mark? Yes, right? So what's the question mark? Should be 30,000 plus 507,000, then minus 20. So will be $517,000. My cash inflows. That's it. That's how we find out cash inflows. Any questions?有没有问题？所以如果这里懂，所有的方式我们都是照这样而已。If we understand the logic for the remaining items, we totally use the same logic. So understand it, you understand the remaining items. Okay? Any questions? 可以理解吗？所以呢，你要先知道，所以为什么刚刚要你找到他们的关系？你要知道 sales revenue 跟 accounts receivable 的关系是什么 ？Sales revenue 增加代表 accounts receivable 增加，因为顾客没给你钱，所以 accounts receivable 会增加。今年增加多少，就看 sales revenue 增加多少。同时，我们不是需要 accounts receivable 的帮忙吗？所以你要去找出 accounts receivable 期初跟期末的金额，去哪里找 ？balance sheet 找出期初、期末。所以，请问，如果已经知道期初、期末，知道今年增加多少，那我可不可以去推出我的 accounts receivable 减少多少？减少多少就代表什么？客户给我钱，所以我 accounts receivable 才会减少嘛。所以呢，这就是我的 question mark。好，那接下来就是做数学，自己做一做就知道。OK，any questions? So this is the method use T account. It's quite useful tool T account could help you get the numbers. Okay, right now, based on this, I want to tell you the second option. Why we need a second method, second option? Because later when we talk about indirect method, we need the formula from second option. Okay, so right now we talk about the second option, which will help you to use indirect method. So what's the second option? So please look at the same page here. We told you the second option. So what's the second option? You just look at beginning balance, ending balance. Still, you can get the result. So what's the beginning balance, ending balance? Beginning balance, $30,000. Ending balance, $20,000. Please just look at these two numbers, beginning balance and ending balance. So, what kind of information you will get from beginning balance and ending balance? Compare these two numbers. So, your beginning balance, $30,000. Ending balance, $20,000. Means what? Accounts receivable decrease. How much? $10,000, right? So based on this, you will find out your accounts receivable decreased $10,000. Accounts receivable decreased $10,000. What does it mean? Means customer owe you money less $10,000, right? So what does it mean? They pay $10,000 more back to you, right? Beginning, they owe you money, $30,000. After the whole year, they owe you money less. When customer owe you money less, means what? They pay more cash back to you, right? Do you understand? I read her. You don't understand? If at the beginning, first day, I owe you money $30,000. After a whole year, I just owe you money $20,000. So what does that mean? I pay money back to you, right? How much? $10,000. If first day I owe you money, customer owe you money $30,000. Okay, first day, customer owe you money $30,000. This year, they owe you money $507,000. So could you tell me totally customer owe you money how much? Customer owe you money $537,000, right? Then if I told you on the last day, customer only owe you money $20,000. So this is the money customer owed. Based on that, could you tell me how much money customer paid to you? So based on that, customer paid $537,000 minus $20,000, right? So customer pay you money $507,000, right? So it means what? They pay you money not only these years, they pay more money back to you. May their liability decrease. You know? Okay? They owe you money more, but why? Owe you money less because pay more back to you. 可以理解吗？一刚开始我欠你3万块，今年再欠你50万7千块，所以我 total 从第一天欠你3万块到最后一天只欠你2万块，代表什么？我多还钱嘛，钱还的比较多，我才会欠的比较少嘛，可以理解吗？所以这个就好，这就是我说的逻辑问题。懂得1秒就懂，不懂就要再想一下，但没有关系，我们最后懂就好。So your accounts payable decreased $10,000 means what? Means customer pay more money back to you. So this means customer pay more money back to you. Customer paid more cash. Okay? So this is the second option you could use. Just compare beginning and ending balance. So you will find out comparing beginning ending balance. Accounts receivable decrease more. Means customer pay more. Okay? So that's the second option we use. You just compare beginning and ending. Compare beginning and ending. You know accounts receivable decrease $10,000 more, which means customer paid more cash. Okay? So customer pay more cash than your sales revenue. So that's why how much money you got cash inflow. Sales revenue plus $10,000 because customer pay more cash back to you. So based on this logic, I know customer pay more cash back to me. So this is $10,000 is the customer pay more cash. Okay? Any questions? ？No problem，可以理解吗？所以除了销货收入的钱，顾客又还更多的钱，所以你的 accounts receivable 才会减少。所以你可以拿到的钱会比 sales revenue 还多，多多少？多那10000块，因为 accounts receivable 减少了，表示你收更多的钱回来，可以理解吗？Based on this, we try to make it become formula because we are going to use the formula for your indirect method. Okay, so sales revenue plus $10,000. We make it become sales revenue minus negative $10,000 because we want to make it become formula. So they will become your minus negative $10,000. So minus negative $10,000. How to get negative $10,000 is your ending balance minus beginning balance. So will be negative $10,000, right? So this is your this one negative $10,000 is your ending balance $20,000 minus your beginning balance $30,000. Okay? We try to make it become this way because we will use that to get formula. In the right method, we are going to use the formula. 可以理解吗？我们把加多拿到的10万块变成这样的方式，就是减期末减负减负10000块。那这负10000块就是期末减期初，可以哦。So that's right. They will become this formula. Negative change in accounts receivable. Change in accounts receivable means ending balance minus beginning balance. Okay? Any questions? Later, we'll use this formula for your indirect method. 间接法就会用这样的公式。所以如果这边懂了，我们最后只是套公式到间接法。所以如果这里逻辑懂了，间接法只需要花5分钟。所以为什么直接法你要懂？ Because all the logic came from the right method. So this is our formula, please. This is our formula for your indirect method. Okay, any questions? No problem. Okay, let's look at the second one. So what's the second one? Look at your table on page oh, not here. Page 12 told you your second one is what? Cost of goods sold, $150,000. You need two accounts held, right? Inventory and accounts payable. So try to find out our cash outflows. So please look at your page 14. So this is our second item. Cost of goods sold, $150,000. We try to use this number to get what? Our cash outflows, right? Because you are going to pay the cash to suppliers. Okay? So cost of goods sold, we need inventory and accounts payable. Okay? So remember cost of goods sold and inventory. Maybe I use this. Oh, what's that? Terrible. Okay, so I have cost of goods sold $150,000. Based on this, I want to note first is you sold inventory, right? Second is you buy the inventory. Okay, wait a moment. So you sold inventory. You buy inventory. But when you buy the inventory, eventually you should pay. They pay? Or maybe not. Okay, paid. Cash to supplies. Oh, maybe we don't need this. Sorry. Okay, that's it. So based on this, could you tell me when you sold inventory, what's a debit, what's a credit? Sold inventory, inventory decrease, cost of goods sold increase, right? So I have cost of goods sold, inventory decrease, right? So cost of goods sold increase, inventory decrease. How about when you buy the inventory? When you buy the inventory, you will have inventory increase, but you didn't pay the money yet, so your accounts payable increase, right? Okay, so based on this, we have two tier account, right? So first is what? We have accounts payable. We have inventory. So we need the help from accounts payable, and also we need the help from inventory. So you need the help from accounts payable. You need the help from inventory. Okay? So when I have a cost of goods sold $150,000 and sold, they will make your inventory decrease the same amount, right? So your inventory will be decreased the same amount, $150,000. Why is that? Because you sold inventory. Okay? And don't forget, I need the help from beginning and ending balance, right? So beginning ending balance, where you can find out the number from your balance sheet. So please go to your balance sheet, find out the beginning and ending balance. So look at your balance sheet on page what? Page 10. Page 10, could you find out? Go back to notes is better. So we need two tier account, right? One is inventory, one is accounts payable. So look at inventory. When your inventory decrease is what? Cost of goods sold, right? So cost of goods sold will make your inventory decrease $150,000 when you sold the inventory, right? So that's why here inventory decrease when you sold the inventory. So cost of goods sold and inventory. Okay, so that's why inventory decreased $150,000 when you sold inventory. Also, I need help find out beginning and ending balance from where? From balance sheet. So from balance sheet, what is your beginning balance? Inventory beginning balance $10,000, ending balance $15,000, right? So that's why beginning balance $10,000. Ending balance $15,000. Okay? So I find out beginning balance, ending balance $15,000 from your balance sheet. I note inventory decreased because of cost of goods sold, right? So could you find out this question mark? Because of what? Inventory increased because you buy the inventory. So this number is what? Is you buy inventory, which made your inventory increase. Okay? So far based on inventory tier count, I only note my inventory decrease. My inventory increase. How much? Do your math. $10,000 plus question mark minus $150,000. You got ending balance, right? So based on this tier account, I note $10,000 beginning balance plus question mark minus $150,000. I got ending balance. Okay? So just do your math. You can get the question mark. So what's the question mark you got? Should be $15,000 plus $10,000. $15,000 minus $10,000 plus $150,000. So what's the number I got? $155,000. OK， 可以理解吗？存货减少是因为你卖掉，卖掉多少？看 cost of goods sold。cost of goods sold 15万，所以存货少了15万。同时，你需要找出期初、期末存货。去哪里找期初、期末存货？看你的 balance sheet， 会跟你讲期初、期末的存货，所以你只是把它抄上去而已。所以期初1万，期末15000，卖掉了15万，所以 question mark 就是什么？存货增加，存货为什么会增加？买了货，存货才会增加。所以呢，你就做你的数学就好了。1万加 question mark 减掉15万等于期末剩下的货，所以1万加 question mark 减掉15万等于剩下的货。所以最后我可以算出来这个 question mark 以15万5千代表什么？ $15,500 means what? Inventory increase, right? Inventory increase means what? You buy the inventory. So this number only means you buy the inventory. So did you find out the cash? Not yet. So this means inventory increase means what? You buy inventory. Okay, so far I just knew I buy inventory $150,000. That's it. So that's why we need a second account to help us. So what's the second account? Accounts payable, right? So we need a second account's help is accounts payable. Any questions so far? I buy inventory $155,000 is the inventory I purchased this year. Okay? Then please go to your second account, accounts payable, could help you find out the cash outflow. So inventory increase means what? You buy the inventory. Inventory increase means what? $155,000. You buy the inventory. Usually, when you buy the inventory, did you pay the cash yet? Not yet. So I buy the inventory increase. I didn't pay the cash. Accounts payable increase as well. Okay, so that's why accounts payable increase. How much? $155,000 because you buy the inventory but didn't pay the money yet. Okay? Any questions? Accounts payable increase because I buy the inventory but I haven't paid the money yet. After you got this, don't forget, go to balance sheet, find out beginning, ending balance. Okay? So go to balance sheet, find out your beginning, ending balance. So accounts payable, go to page 11. Page 11, did you find out accounts payable? Yes, right? Where it is? Accounts payable. I know the beginning, ending balance. So I find out the number. You just write down the number. So what's the number? It is beginning $12,000. Beginning $12,000. Ending $28,000. So beginning $12,000. Ending $28,000. Okay? So based on the balance sheet, I know beginning and the ending balance. Okay? Beginning $12,000, ending $28,000. So you just copied it into your T account. So you know beginning, ending. You know the reason made your accounts payable increase. So could you tell me what's the reason made your accounts payable decrease? When you pay the cash to suppliers, right? So accounts payable decrease. Why? When you pay to suppliers. Okay, so you pay to suppliers, may your accounts payable decrease. So based on this, could you find out your cash outflow? Yes, right? So this is your cash outflows. Accounts payable decrease, cash decrease. Okay? Any questions? So do your math. Beginning plus $155,000 minus question mark, you got ending balance. So beginning plus $155,000 minus question mark, you got ending balance. So the question mark is how much money you pay, right? So what's the number you paid already? Should be $12,000 plus $155,000 minus $28,000. So you got a cash outflow how much? $139,000. Remember, this is your cash outflows. Okay, any questions? No problem? If you don't have any questions, how about the second one, second option? Second option, we compare beginning ending balance, right? But right here, because it involves two accounts. So when you involve two accounts, trying to get the logic formula is quite difficult. So for this part, we will talk about option 2 in next item. Okay, so here we skip it because involve two accounts, inventory, accounts payable. You try to compare beginning ending balance to get a formula. It's quite hard to understand it. If you're really interested, you can look at the slide. For my slide, I have the details, but I don't want to explain it using this case. Later, next item, rent expense, I'll tell you the second option, the logic. Okay? So far, any questions? Take a break. Take a break.